Welcome back, guys. It is James Craycroft with another video, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, because I'm going to be getting into some insane stuff today. I'm going to be sharing with you guys exactly how I spent over $100,000 on Facebook ads. Now you're probably thinking something along the lines of $100,000 on ads? That's an insane number. Well, actually, it really isn't that much money at all. It's simply just a scaled up ad account. That's really all that it is. Now most people, if they were to see that I spent 6 figures in Facebook ads, they would think, why? Why would I even do that? Well, ROI. I made an ROI, a very acceptable and awesome ROI from spending that amount of money on Facebook's platform. I was able to reach over 16 million people, generate 500,000 visitors, and just run a successful business buying Facebook ads. And it didn't start out with just spending $100,000. I scaled up to it. So as soon as I found something that was working, and as soon as I had accumulated enough data where I was able to then go to Facebook and buy advertising from them, then as I spent more money, I noticed I was making more money, so I just kept spending more money, and the obvious happened. I was able to scale up to a point where I'm able to make 6 figures a month with an advertising campaign for e-commerce. And that's really all it is. If you can master paid traffic, if you can, well, here's what it comes down to. If you can master the art of turning attention that you buy back into dollars at an ROI, then you're able to produce a machine where you get $2 out for every dollar that you put into it. And you don't necessarily need to put $1 in and get $2 back out to make a significant ROI. If you can get $1.50 out, then you're going to be fine, and you're going to be able to scale up very quickly. Now, that's the whole point of it. What we're doing is we're buying attention so that we can convert that attention into money at an ROI. We want to get a return on our investment and keep multiplying that and duplicating that over time, and then do whatever we want with the money. This is what business is all about. Now, for those of you who are new here, you're probably wondering exactly how I was able to turn over $100,000 into $300,000, and exactly what type of vehicle and business model that I'm doing to achieve that. Now, the simple, quick, easy answer to that is I'm running a Shopify e-commerce business. I sell physical products online, and I can either have people fulfilling the products for me here at my warehouse, or I can have that happen in China, whichever one is easier and the most affordable at that time. So what I'm simply doing is I'm connecting people on the internet with a product that they want, and I'm basically the middleman, and that's how I make money. It's very simple and it's very lucrative, and the reason why I like doing it this way is because I'm able to combine all of my skills into one industry. That way I can really focus my attention onto one thing and keep the main thing the main thing. Now, what I love in particular about e-commerce is I'm able to combine my sales skills, my marketing skills, and my technical skills all into e-commerce, and that, as I've said, allows me to really focus and hone in on my craft. And if you guys don't know too much about me yet, I've been developing apps years and years before I even got into e-commerce, and then I realized I have great technical skills, but they weren't really making me that much money. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna take this great gift of being able to program software and apps and be really influential with that, and start combining sales skills and marketing. And I wondered for a while what I would do to be able to do that, and e-commerce was the answer. So that's how I got into e-commerce, and I'm sticking with it. Now, the reason why I want to show this to you is because I feel like someone's going to be extremely curious about exactly what that back end ad account looks like, and exactly what all the metrics look like. People probably want to know what it's like to spend $100,000 with Facebook's ad platform. I remember when I was just starting out with Facebook ads and e-commerce, I wish I could have seen someone's ad account and just observed all the numbers, all the different aspects, all the variables, metrics, just everything that goes into running a successful internet-based e-commerce business. And now that I've come to this point, I feel like it would be extremely beneficial if you guys had the exact same thing that I wish I had when I was starting out. So what I want to do for you guys today is hop inside of my computer and show you guys what it's like to spend $100,000 on Facebook's ad platform. So let's do that now. Alright, so now we're inside my computer. I'm in the billing section of my Facebook ads account, and you can see right here that I've spent $107,000 on this ad account. Kind of crazy to think that I've spent that much money on a single ad account, but what I want to do is I want to dive into the actual ad account and show you guys around and show you the results from that ad spend and exactly how many adds to cart I got, how many purchases, and just the basic overall summary of everything that Facebook was at least able to track from purchase conversions. Not all sales and not all statistics will be registered because now Safari and a lot of phones are cracking down on pixels, and a lot of them are getting blocked, so not everything will be shown, but a pretty good amount that we can work with will be shown, and we'll be able to dive into the statistics and actually learn quite a few things and show you guys what I've observed. Now I want us to go over quite a few metrics, a lot of different data points within this ad account and some of the campaigns that we're running. That way you guys kind of have an idea for what spending that amount of money on Facebook actually looks like. So I spent $107,000. The frequency is 2.21. So on average, everyone that this ad reached was shown to the same person at least 2 times. We generated nearly 500,000 link clicks. We generated 2,981 purchases. The total amount of revenue generated from what it was actually able to track is just over 166,000. We generated 27,000 adds to cart, 12,000 initiate checkouts, and our average CPM was $2.87. Now, this is really interesting and just goes to show how flawed Facebook's tracking is, because with this store, we were able to generate nearly 300,000 in revenue, and it only kept track of this amount right here instead of the more accurate amount. So I find that really interesting that it's not able to track when a person comes back in the future and buys, because in most cases that's what happens. Most people aren't actually able or willing to purchase right away. So most of our sales seem to come later on after they've visited a few more times and looked at our products and our brand a bit more. I find it kind of disappointing that Facebook hasn't been able to keep track of all of my sales effectively and reliably, so I'll definitely be looking into quite a few alternatives for tracking advertising, but it is extremely effective for optimization, but I wouldn't say it's top-notch tracking, especially with Safari and browsers blocking website cookies and making things more complicated for conversion tracking. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with the breakdown menu, it is awesome. You're able to break down by delivery. Let me go back. You're able to break down by delivery and see which age and gender and countries are buying your products the most and which ones your ad is reaching. So if I break down age and gender, we're going to see some pretty interesting stats here. From 18 to 24-year-old males, we generated $42,000. Let's see. 13 through 17-year-old males, we generated 31. 13 through 17 female, 30,000. Really interesting stats, because my logic in the beginning was that 13 through 17-year-old people would not be able to purchase my product, and it turns out that they did quite a lot, and it made me a lot more money. So I optimized towards that, of course, and it paid off big time. And actually, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be showing you this stuff. Yeah, I might have to delete this video if Facebook doesn't like what I'm doing here. We can break down by country too. For example, you can see from the United States, we had 93,000 purchases. From Canada, we had 18K. Australia, 18K. The UK, only 8,000. Germany had a few sales from there. Norway, Denmark, New Zealand, Switzerland, Sweden, France, Israel, Belgium, Netherlands, Ireland. So yeah, we can get people buying all over. And if you want more proof that you can sell internationally, look at where I've sold to. Even Saudi Arabia, which, okay, Qatar, Honduras, a lot of interesting places we've sold to here and there. Yeah, so I just find it really interesting that you're able to break down everything and see where everything's coming from. And the whole goal of this video is to get you guys to kind of see how it actually works. And I myself find this type of stuff very intriguing to watch and to look at. And my guess is that quite a few of you guys are going to be really interested in seeing the breakdown menus and exactly what goes on behind the scenes in a six-figure business, and how much money spent, how much is made, and how effective the tracking is, and where all of these sales are coming from. And a really interesting thing too that I have no idea why it is, but 3 people from China bought my product. And my product comes from China. That's where it's manufactured. And I had a great ROI from China for some reason. So you find some pretty weird stuff when you're going through here. You can actually break down the time of day that you're getting the most sales. And you can find some really interesting statistics too. Like people who were up late on their phone. We actually got sales from people who were viewing our ad just after midnight, and also in the middle of the night between 1 and 2 a.m. We got sales there. Also between like 2 to 3 a.m. we got sales, 5 to 6 a.m. This can allow you to optimize your ad spend for different parts of the day, see how profitable each part of the day is, and when you should be running your advertising. And it's kind of funny and weird to see people buying in the middle of the night, but it happens. I don't care what time of the day it is. I am happy to get money from my customers. Oh, another great thing I just thought of that you can sort by is the device that they're seeing your ad on. So you can see if people on Android or iPhone or desktop are buying the most. So I usually break down by platform and device, or no, impression device. Let's do that. So you can see here, we had most of our sales from iPhone users. So now looking at that, I might want to go into my ads and optimize only for people who are using an iPhone, and kind of exclude people who are using an Android, because it's generating a lower ROI than an Android user. Now, hopefully this broadened your perspective on internet marketing, e-commerce, and spending money on Facebook, and hopefully it gave you a new perspective on exactly what it's like to run a business, spend money on ads, and scale up an ad account. Now, the reason why I wanted to show this to you is because I feel like it would be a very transparent way to provide value, and it's something that I really wish that I had in the beginning, and it's something that I find interesting, and this is what my channel is about. I'm sharing things that I'm very much interested in, that I know for a fact that other people will find somewhat interesting, that they can use, run with, and start a successful business with. The whole goal of this is to build a community around people that value results in e-commerce and that want to get the most out of it, and that are hungry to learn and to actually apply what they learn. That's why I want to be so transparent with you guys and show you what it's like, so that you can have a clear expectation moving forward and optimize around that. So hopefully that helped you out. I'll be doing more videos in the future more in detail with that. But if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave a comment down below. So that's all I've got for today's video. If you haven't already, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and with that, I will see you tomorrow.